Okay, so I'm just going to get started and people will trickle on in as they arrive. So, hello and welcome everyone to my webinar on all things sugar. Thank you for joining me today. I'm super excited to dive into today's content. So, we're going to discuss what sugar is, why cutting it out of our diets is essential, and much more in honor of our upcoming sugar detox program. And this is our first ever webinar, and we figured that sugar is a great topic to cover as we head into summer, and there are a lot more sweet treats and drinks around this time of year. And before we get into all the content for today, I just want to ask you all if you've experienced any of these symptoms: fatigue, low energy, belly fat, fatty liver, high cholesterol. So you can, either answer in the chat, raise your hand. Yes. So, did you know that all of these symptoms are actually correlated to sugar consumption? And that's what we're going to dive into today and learn about how you can manage these symptoms while decreasing your sugar intake. So, first, we have to understand what sugar is. So, sugar is a simple carbohydrate that's produced naturally in plants, including fruits and vegetables. But now sugar is found everywhere and not just in our fruits, but it's found in some breads, pasta, salad dressings, store-bought smoothies. Those all contain high amounts of sugar. It's essential for us to read the ingredient list before purchasing something to ensure that there are no added sugars. And it is the added sugars and the highly processed sugars that are causing harm to our bodies, not necessarily the natural sugars that are found in fruit. So, why should you remove sugar from your diet? Significantly reducing or eliminating sugar is a smart move for everyone, regardless of your age or health status. But it doesn't mean you need to remove all forms of sugar. You can still enjoy natural sugar from fruits, but we just really want to avoid the added and processed sugars. And I'm going to go into a few reasons why we should remove the sugars and the benefits of it. So, the number one thing would be weight management. And I know that weight gain and belly fat is something that we see many clients struggling with. And sugar is very dense in calories. However, it provides very little nutritional value. You may have a pack of candy that's very high in calories, but it will provide you with no nutrition and it will still leave you feeling hungry, which will then cause you to eat more. By cutting out sugary foods and beverages, you can reduce overall caloric intake, and this can help with weight loss or maintenance. Another benefit that you can see with eliminating processed sugars is improved blood sugar control. Consuming too much sugar can lead to large spikes and crashes in our blood sugar levels. Over time, this can contribute to insulin resistance, which is basically when cells in your muscles, fat, and liver don't respond well to insulin and it can't easily take up glucose from your blood. And along with this, too much sugar can also lead to an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. So, cutting back on sugar can help stabilize your blood sugar levels and improve insulin sensitivity. Another big issue we see is chronic disease and the spike we've seen in chronic diseases because of sugar. So it's been linked to chronic conditions like heart disease, hypertension, and fatty liver. And by eliminating sugar consumption, you can help lower these risks and support your overall cardiovascular health. Another thing, sorry, I'm just going to mute you there, Diane. Another thing that we see a lot in the clinic is fatigue and low energy levels. And when we eliminate sugar from our diets, you will see an enhancement in your energy levels. So of course, we know that sugar can provide us with a quick boost of energy, but it's often followed by a crash. If you think about you're going to Starbucks and you get your latte and it has sugar in it, along with the caffeine that's in it, you will, feel a quick burst of energy, and then a little bit later, you'll feel it crash. And so you can maintain more stable energy levels throughout the day by reducing sugar intake and opting for foods that provide sustained energy, like combining complex carbs, proteins, and fats. And the final thing that I'm going to touch on for why to remove sugar is enhanced mood and mental health. And sugar consumption has been linked to mood swings, irritability, and even anxiety in some individuals. By stabilizing our blood sugar levels and reducing our intake of processed sugars, you may experience more stable moods and improved well-being. So as you can see, removing and reducing your sugar intake can have profound benefits on your health, not only supporting your physical, but also your mental and emotional well-being. And now that we have an understanding of sugar and why we need to remove it from our diets, let's dive into sugar and inflammation and why sugar is the leading cause of inflammation in our bodies. So, sugar can contribute to inflammation by triggering the release of inflammatory molecules in our body, and these are called cytokines. You may have heard about them before, maybe in a science class in university. And this occurs because of the high sugar levels that are found in the blood, and it can cause damage to the cells, and that prompts the inflammatory response from the immune system. And now we can connect this to midsection weight gain. I'm just using this as an example because I know that it is an area that everyone struggles with. So, when the body experiences inflammation and stress, the preferred storage site for fat happens to be around the belly. Not only does sugar promote this fat storage around the belly, but sugar and refined carbs spike insulin levels in the body, which then signals the body to store fat. Another area where we see inflammation in the body is the face. Often, after a night out, a birthday party, or a night of indulgence, we'll wake up with a rather puffy face. And this puffy face is due to eating too much sugar, of course, which can cause inflammation and your body to retain water, leading to a more swollen appearance. High sugar intake can also affect hormones and blood sugar levels, which again contributes to the puffiness you'll be experiencing. Reducing sugar intake can have a significant impact on reducing inflammation. Studies have shown that individuals who consume less sugar have lower inflammatory markers on blood work. So, if you've had any blood work done, this is known as your C reactive protein, or CRP, and reducing sugar can help decrease inflammation, again, lower the risk of chronic diseases, reduce belly fat, and promote overall health. And we're all about longevity and promoting health for the rest, of our lives. Okay, so I think we can all agree, myself included, that we have sugar cravings. If it hits 9 p.m., you're like, oh, I want that piece of chocolate, or I'm really craving some ice cream right now. And I just want to say that that is totally normal. That is okay. You're allowed to have the cravings, but I'm going to dive into why we experience these cravings. So, the cravings stem from both a physiological and a psychological factor. Eating sugar releases dopamine and serotonin in the brain, which are your happy neurotransmitters, the happy chemicals, which are associated with pleasure and mood regulation. So, this can create a cycle where consuming sugar leads to a temporary mood lift, and that reinforces the idea to eat more sugar. And then when your blood sugar levels drop, which usually happens after a meal or due to skipping meals, your body may crave sugar to quickly raise those levels again, providing a rapid source of energy. Another reason for cravings is due to emotional triggers. People often crave sugary foods in response to stress, boredom, or sadness. This can lead to using sugar as a coping mechanism or as a reward. And another thing that impacts our sugar craving is actually something that we can do at the very start of our day to, try to help eliminate or minimize these sugar cravings. So, starting your day with protein and healthy fats will actually help balance your blood sugar levels and reduce your cravings throughout the day. So, rather than starting your morning with, a piece of toast with honey, start it with something else, maybe 2 eggs and avocado and sweet potato. So you want to make those blood sugar balancing meals, which I will be talking about more in our 10-day sugar detox program. Another thing that you can do if you love your coffee and you don't want to get rid of it, making sure that you're using a high quality plant-based milk or an unsweetened milk to your coffee, and adding some cinnamon, because cinnamon actually helps balance your blood sugar levels. So now I'm going to go over some ways that we can decrease our sugar intake. We know that sugar is harmful and we know that it has negative effects on our body, but it is so addictive and it is so hard to break the cycle. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how you can decrease your sugar intake. One thing is that the only thing that will eliminate cravings is to cut sugar out. The more time we go without sugar, the less we'll crave it. And then as soon as we start having sugar again, that message in our brain comes back and the cycle continues. And of course, it can be challenging, but it is achievable with some practical strategies and having a support system. Opting for whole foods instead of fruit juices, candies, dried fruits, which can be concentrated sources of sugar. Whole fruits provide fiber and nutrients, and that helps mitigate the impact of their natural sugars. Natural sugars found in fruit will not cause the levels of inflammation that processed sugars do. Reading labels is essential. Remember that there are sugars in processed foods like sauces, salad dressings, and seemingly healthy snacks. Always check ingredient lists and choose products with lower sugar content. However, it's important to be mindful of sugar-free snacks because they use artificial sweeteners. And artificial sweeteners come with another slew, sorry about the background, come with another slew of health conditions. So instead of buying your meats out, opt to cook at home. Preparing meals and snacks at home means that you have control over the ingredients that you're using. You can use natural sweeteners like fruits or small amounts of honey if you do really need that sugar. If you're still, in the early stages of limiting that sugar, honey is better than, table sugar. Drinking water is actually another small habit that you can increase in your daily routine. Something my mom always told me when I was younger, and I never believed her. And now that I'm in nutrition and I've studied it, I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. So sometimes thirst can be mistaken for hunger or cravings. And it's important to stay hydrated by drinking water throughout the day because that can help reduce your cravings for sugary beverages and just sugar in general. Something I like to tell clients is to add something fun to your water. Maybe add some citrus, some mint, something like that to give it a little bit more taste if you aren't big into water. And now I'm just going to dive into some supplements. For those of you who are considering the 10-day sugar detox program, supplements will be an optional part of the program, but they can enhance the outcome and work with you. So I just want to go through them today. And we do offer all of these supplements at West End Women's Health. So the first one is very popular at the clinic. It is called Ultra Glucose Control, and it is by the brand Metagenics. Ultra glucose control is a powder that is taken to provide support for healthy glucose metabolism. This powder can be added to smoothies or water, so it's super easy to incorporate into your daily routines. And the next one is Ultraflora Biome Pro, and it is a probiotic that was also created by Metagenics. Probiotics benefit overall health, not just the function of your gut, because we know that our gut and the rest of our body are very connected. So when we have a healthy gut, we tend to have a healthy overall body. And not all probiotics are created equally, and only some probiotic strains have been proven clinically effective. So that's why I picked Ultraflora Biome Pro, because Metagenics is a professional product line, and I only want to be, advising people to take professional products that aren't going to waste your time. And finally, a B complex is another supplement that may be beneficial to add to your regime. B vitamins enable the release of energy through metabolism and support the nervous system. A huge part of my practice and something that I approach all my sessions with is mindset. The mindset we have around food and going into meals has a huge impact on us. We can go into a meal telling ourselves, oh, this is going to make me feel so bloated. And maybe before you had that mindset, it wasn't going to. And because you spoke it into existence and kept thinking that in your mind, you end up feeling bloated after the meal. And so when planning meals or choosing foods, it's essential to approach each meal with a certain mindset. Some questions you can ask yourself when going into your next meal are, will this nourish me? Will I feel good after I eat this? And is this what my body needs right now? So you can really tune into what your body needs. So maybe the next time you're reaching for a sugary snack, like a chocolate bar or something, you can ask yourself these questions. Will this nourish me? Will I feel good if I eat this meal? And is this what my body needs right now? Mindset can influence your eating behavior, satisfaction, and overall health. And so, right now, I'm going to go into 2 reasons why your mindset matters, but during the 10-day detox program, I will go into it more. So, firstly, it's satiety and satisfaction. Your mindset can really affect how satisfied you feel after eating. Suppose you approach a meal with a mindset focused on enjoying and savoring the flavors and textures of nutritious foods. In that case, you're more likely to feel satisfied with smaller portions and less likely to overeat. Next would be food choices. Your mindset influences the food choices you make. Suppose you approach a snack section with the perspective geared towards nourishing your body with nutritious options. In this case, you're more likely to choose fruits, vegetables, nuts, or a healthy snack rather than reaching for highly processed snacks such as sugar, candy, or chips. Okay, and now that we have gone over all the details about sugar, of course, this is just a brief webinar. I wanted to talk to you guys about our upcoming sugar detox program and what you can expect from it. So everyone who joined me tonight will be receiving $50 off the program, which starts July 2nd, which is right after the Canada Day long weekend. And the sugar detox program will be 10 days long. It will include a 10-day meal plan, tips and tricks for managing sugar cravings, and some mindset workshops. Each morning, Monday to Friday, we will meet over Zoom at 8:30 for a quick 15-minute check-in. I find that when we're doing programs like this, elimination programs, it's important to hold each other accountable. And so that's why I decided that we'll meet every day, and also to form somewhat of a community, because no one needs to go through it alone. It's important to have those people around you to push you and share the tips and tricks that they've been doing. And each day we're going to have a different theme. So on day 1, we're going to have an introduction and assess your current sugar intake. And then, of course, each day it'll be something new. And on the weekends, I know that a lot of people are going to cottages and are busy and might not want to wake up that early in the morning. So I'm going to be sending out pre-recorded videos of the theme for the day. And as you know, of course, I'm always available via email. So if you do have questions on the weekends, you can just shoot me an email. And another thing that I just want to say is the reason for 10 days. I found that 7 days just isn't long enough to start forming the habit. However, 2 weeks can seem very daunting to those who are just getting started in their health journey. And another fun fact is about our taste buds is that they're always changing. And so it does take our body a full 2 weeks to detox from the sugar. But that means that with the 10 days, towards the end, you will notice, like from the start to the end, you will notice a huge difference in your sugar cravings and the way that you taste foods. So fruit may become more sweet for you because you're detoxing the sugar, the processed sugars from your body. And yeah, so that's just a little bit about the program, and thought that I can open the floor to anyone who has questions. But if you don't have any questions right now, that's totally okay. I'm going to put my email in the chat box so that you can reach me at any time. So yeah, I'll just open up the floor if anyone has questions. And this recording will be sent out for anyone who couldn't make it, or if anyone wants to rewatch it. And I just put my email in the chat so you guys can save that if you do have any questions that come up. Okay, so I think that is all. I just wanted to thank everyone for joining me today. I really enjoyed sharing, my passion for all things nutrition. I love talking with others, educating people on these kinds of topics. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And I hope that you all sign up for my upcoming 10-day sugar detox program that starts July 2nd. But if you aren't interested in a program, I also offer one-on-one nutrition consulting and meal planning. So I hope that you all enjoyed and that you learned something new. Thank you so much for joining me on this Thursday night, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you all soon. Have a good night.